My name is Miguel Hernandez, and I am the Dean of Admissions at the Law School at Campbell University in Raleigh.
Well, my name is Ann Ortiz, Dr. Ann Ortiz from Foreign Languages in Campbell University.
Dr. Michelle Bettis, and I serve as the Associate Vice President for Student Success here at Campbell, and I've been here for 5.5 years.
My name is Evan Reynolds. I'm an assistant professor in the Department of Chemistry and Physics, and I've been at Campbell for 5 years.
One of the things that I would say is, soy bilingüe, soy bicultural, y soy orgullosa de mi herencia, which means I'm bilingual, bicultural, and proud of my heritage.
My mother grew up in Honduras, and she came here when she was 19, and her story is just super inspiring to me. And like, she came to the country not knowing English, and coming from a very poor family, and also being legally blind. And so she had all the odds kind of stacked up against her, but she managed to build a life for herself. And
one of the things that I grew up with that was essential to my upbringing was that my father was a soccer coach. And in fact, the soccer team was called the San Pablo Latinos. So it was a hodgepodge of individuals from the United States who considered themselves Chicano or Mexican American, and the other was these individuals that were coming from all over the world. So it's really interesting for us to have that exchange with those individuals, and for us to go to their homes and have exchanges with them and their families in those places, but also for them to come to our home and know what a posada is, because we did that in our home, know what a Dia de los Muertos was.
I'm very proud of my heritage. It's a mixed heritage of North Carolinian. I call myself Carolinense, of the Carolina del Norte since the 1600s. My ancestors were here. But we still have a lot of the same situations in cultural or language gaps in the medical community, in the rural areas, and so I'm really wanting to be able to provide and help provide more interpretation so that there's a better communication between medical and rural farm worker populations.
But for our students, it's super important for students who identify as Latino to be able to find someone that they don't have to explain themselves to. And so that helps to make the campus feel accessible to all of our students and all of our faculty and staff, and so that we can find one another and say, hey, I'm here and you belong here too. And so that's what's important for us, I think. Being a Latina on this campus, I find that role important, and I like to lean into that.
Probably one of the single most important things that I discovered in education was that the places that I was educated in weren't always the most diverse places. But the one thing that I discovered that was of the utmost importance was that unless I was there, I couldn't discover the things that I was just going to discover there. And so my presence was necessary. But the single most important piece that I discovered at this particular school in the short time that I've been here is that it's a very accepting culture. It's a culture of a willingness to understand one another, and I think that's one of the things that I learned about this school before I came here, and one of the reasons why I chose to come work for this school.
Well, my husband is a civil engineer from Mexico, and we have a lot of connections with Mexico, our family, nieces and nephews. I really enjoy the strong sense of family unity of the Hispanic culture, and that's also of my Carolinian culture. I love my Costa Rican family that I lived with as a student, and I also love the food, the music, the dance, the culture, the different costumes of different regions. I just really enjoy seeing and being in the Hispanic culture.
As a Puerto Rican woman, we know that our ancestry comes from Spain, Africa, and the indigenous peoples of the Caribbean. And so it's exciting for me to be able to say, I have something that could potentially connect everyone. And I try to find that, and that's fun for me. And I think that that's true for us as a culture, that we are excited about finding ways to connect with others.